The Halo Campaign Evolved remake is catching a lot of fire for including a sprint button, with many saying it may ruin the experience. But why? Are Halo fans this allergic to cardio that they detest sprinting in their games? Do they eat that many donuts that they struggle to move faster than 4 miles per hour? Or is it something more complicated than that? At first glance, sprinting seems like a trivial mechanic, just running faster. However, all you need is one change to an established formula and the entire thing could collapse. Today, I wanted to break down why the Halo Campaign Evolved remake will be better off without sprint, and why sprint isn't a mandatory feature in Halo, especially in older Halo games that never had sprint to begin with. To start, what does sprint do? It makes you run faster so you can get from point A to point B in less time. You put your gun down and move at a higher speed. Sounds simple enough. Time travel depends on speed and distance traveled. If you add a sprint button but change the maps and game design to accommodate it, arenas would get larger, leading to longer travel times and defeating the purpose of sprint in the first place. There is a good video which focuses in on this.
So here's a similar comparison video. Notice how in Halo 5 you're restricted to an animation the entire time, whereas in Halo 2 you can shoot, throw grenades, even turn 360 degrees, all while moving at top speed.
In Halo 2 and Halo 5, going from point A to point B in the same map took the same amount of time, despite Halo 5 having a sprint button, and this is because the maps were adjusted in Halo 5 to accommodate sprint. This will mean that the original levels in Halo CE may have to be adjusted heavily to account for the fact that you can move faster. Sprint would disrupt mission pacing and prevent players from exploring the areas. The game would feel more intense as all firefights feel too close together rather than evenly spaced, so the player would struggle to breathe and relax between shooting galleries. Despite being a first-person shooter, downtime in between firefights is essential as the player can relax, breathe, and appreciate other things the game offers like world building and level design. Speaking of, sprinting would reduce the incentive to enjoy the hidden details and level design as the player would move too fast to read the writing on the wall. By forcing the player to walk, they have no option but to see the level design and world building that developers put in place. Considering how mysterious the Halo ring is, it will be important to slow down and analyze the actual Halo ring. Tone and emotions will be thrown to the wayside if players sprint through the level, as said tone and emotions will be rushed if the players can sprint. The original intention of the developers will be heavily changed if the time needed to travel a distance decreases. Since sprint is a new feature in the game and was not intended by the original developers, the game, the combat, and the level design will have to change to accommodate faster player movement. It's chaos theory in effect. One change can and will change the entire experience for the player and corrupt the original feel and intention from the developers. There is a toggle for it, but adding sprint would require the entire game to change. The original design choices, intentions, ideas, and how the original game was meant to be played will be corrupted. Vehicles are more likely to be made redundant as you can sprint towards the objective rather than take a vehicle, and vehicles and vehicular combat are important components towards CE. It also makes the player learn a new set of tools, in this case how to use the weapons of different vehicles like the Ghost and the Scorpion, and teach them how to drive the vehicles with the added benefit of teaching the player on how to evade the enemy's attacks when in a vehicle. However, if you can sprint towards the objective, it may not come across the player's mind that the vehicles are an option. Ultimately, adding sprint towards CE would change too many variables and design choices made by the original developers. The game would feel more intense and there would be smaller incentive to read the writing on the wall. In addition, vehicles may go over the player's head if they can sprint, meaning one entire part of CE's DNA may be completely eliminated for some players. So, to put simply, take your time and be in the slow lane.
Is he asleep?
This is Zach, not Zach, signing off. Please remember to like, favorite, and subscribe.